Good morning, guys. As you all know, I'm Amy Masters with Tech Talk Live, and thank you guys so much for joining in. Today's special guest is actually a repeat, but all the merrier. Like, I'm more excited this time to introduce John Hauk to you more than ever than even our last live. When you get to know somebody a little bit more and you see how magnificent that they are in the industry, and you recognize that a little bit more and more, the more excited you get about their successes and where they're going and what they're doing, and you create more of a connection with them. So it's always nice to be able to talk to them each time and be more excited about what's going on next. So today's special guest is John Hauk. Good morning, Rachel and Joanne. Thanks, guys, for joining us live, Tech Talk Live. I got my coffee. It's 10 o'clock in the morning here, so day's just getting started. Hi, John. Let's bring you on the screen. Good morning. Hi, John, I sent you an invite, and the trick is that you have to make sure your phone.
What's up?
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Let me sign over. Good, John. How are you?
Good, good. It's been real good around here, but it's been super hot. Whew.
I live at the base of the mountains. I think the hottest we get, I mean, we can get in the hundreds, but it's usually around 80s to 90s. So we get hot, but not like your kind of hot.
Well, I mean, it's so muggy. It's just like you walk outside. It's like Florida muggy. I'm sure Florida people are used to it, but we have such seasons are so yo-yo up and down. It's like every time you deal with it every 3-4 months, it just gets tough to go in and out of the seasons all the time. But anyway, yeah. So
Yeah,
it's been good. It's been a good
absolutely.
summer. How about
So
yours?
everybody, good. It's very good. And I apologize. I think we have a little bit of a good Facebook delay between us, but that's okay. We can ride it through. Um,
Okay.
so everybody, I just want to introduce you to John Hawk, who I wrote down like a little bit. I mean, let's just say he's just multi-talented in absolutely everything. He's a cosmetologist and specializes in the nail tech world, a TV judge, a mentor. You were on the Global Beauty Master show. And a little insight is that last time I thought it was more of a guitar that you like to do, but you're a bit of a drummer.
Right, right, right. So I dabble in the guitar just for fun, just more rhythm, that kind of stuff. But definitely I'm more the drummer. So I like to tinker around the drums, do drum solos, played in all kind of bands, that kind of stuff. So, but it's for fun. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that you were live just a few days ago. You were at a concert, and it was just for like 6 seconds, but you could tell that you were having fun. So, did you get the opportunity to get up and join them on stage?
Yeah, that was actually, and it's a funny story because it goes right along with what we're talking about. We met a band they're called Resurrection, and it's a Journey tribute band. And we met them on Royal Caribbean. We were on the Anthem of the Seas going out of New York, and we're actually checking out some of the entertainment that week, and we're kind of like, we've kind of been there, done that because we cruise a lot. And we got on there and we saw this Journey tribute band was going to be on. So we were super excited about it, went down. Turns out they're from Nashville. And we just kind of made friends with them. And they actually play in our area. And they literally play all over the world now. And that's where we were at. We were at Springfield the other night with them when they were up in there. And we had 10,000 people up there. And it's pretty crazy because we actually went up there and helped them take pictures. We do the VIP passes. We go in the back and like help them with their booth now and with t-shirts and whatever, take pictures and help people. So it's pretty fun. So I'm trying to get Resurrection to come with us on our cruise and play for us, but it has to be a big gig.
Oh my
So and they charge some money to get them. So but they still travel with Royal Caribbean in and out to be on their ship. So Too bad we couldn't have got them on ours at that specific time, but in the future, that's what we're looking at, trying to do.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That would be so awesome. Before we get talking about cruises and all the high energy from all of that, I want to take you back in time and I want
Uh,
you to help reintroduce yourself to so many of the techs that might not know how did you get started in the beauty industry?
all the way back, like back to beauty school.
All the way back.
Oh my goodness. Where to start with that? Well, I decided to go to beauty school just like anybody else would do, but it was right when nails were booming. And, hair at the time, I would go in and, when you're trying to build your clientele, there was so many people coming in asking for nails because there were only a few people in town that did nails. And so basically I feel like kind of nails chose me kind of thing versus, I was looking to doing them, but they were, I built a nail clientele like, within weeks. And it just really grew from there because nails were becoming so big and there were just, again, few people doing it. So I really saw, that was something to do. And once I started picking up like Nails Magazine and Nail Pro Magazine, while I was sitting there kind of waiting, checking those magazines out all the time, because I would read through them like, vigorously, and, I really saw that there was competitions out there. And I was like, wow, I wonder what that's all about. So I finally attended a trade show and, see what competitions were about. And then I said, hey, I think I can do that. So I decided to start competing. And that was a big inspiration for me was to actually compete because it allowed me to set goals for myself. And I started doing that and I started kind of traveling the country and then started traveling the world with it. And, then had sponsorships and so on and so on. And 25 years go by and now we are here today. So, but it's a lot's happened since then,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, what an amazing career. The other day you did a live about non-tack free top coats versus tack free top coats.
Right.
And in the very top portion, because I got a little distracted, I saw all these awards lining the top of your like
Great.
towards the ceiling. And
Great.
a lot of them obviously are, nail magazine covers and articles and stuff like that about you. Out of all of the awards that you've ever received, I mean, and we all know that you've received many, which is the one that just stands out the most that you treasure?
Oh, wow. That's a tough question. Yeah, because everyone, honestly, I mean, you put so much effort, time, money, and other people's time and money involved in with it. Because it's not just you. It's never like a solo project, even though you're kind of out front doing it.
Mhm.
If I didn't have such great models and great people around me to help support doing those competitions and traveling to the places and so on, I mean, I couldn't do it. So, I mean, hats off to all of them. I've always thanked them and said how honored I am that they would help me and be around that. But there are really a lot of different championships that really stand out as far as like really hands-on competitions. But I think one of my most funnest and most memorable one that's what comes to mind right now, was one of the last ones I actually did, which was out in Las Vegas. It was actually the Nail Pro when we did the longest nail. And it was supposed to be for the Guinness Book of World Record for the longest nails. And I think we had an hour to do a sculptured nail, any style product, gel, acrylic, whatever have you, and make it as long as you can. And, they kind of did, I think, in front to kind of be more for fun. But it turned out, obviously, we take it very seriously, actually. So, I made a total plan to make it, and because it was so out of the box. It wasn't your standard, let's sit down, pound out a set of nails, and let someone judge me. I liked the competition because this time you were really taken out of the judge's hands, and it was up to you to actually get in, make the nail. The nail stands for itself, and that way it can't be disputed. And so that's what I really liked about it. That was really one of my favorites. So anyway, so we went in and did that. I think that was, I don't know, 2013 maybe, 2014, somewhere in there. We did win. We took first place with it because there wasn't first, second, third as there normally is. It was just, they would just crown one winner who had the longest nail. So that was probably one of my funs.
Yeah.
Nail Pro did that one good. It was fun.
I love it. And I love that, they're always changing it up. I mean, they still have like French twist and the
Yeah.
fantasy, and all of that kind of stuff. But I like that they're doing also more salon nails and gel polish nails and nails that we do every day, not just the fantasy. Like, who's going to wear those nails every day unless they're being paid to, I guess.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Hey, Tammy says that she remembers meeting you at the first competition, her first year in the business, about 25 years ago.
Oh wow, that's awesome. So, Tammy,
Yeah.
wow. Ask her what city was that? Where was it at?
Yeah. And so you guys know that I have a little bit of a story about John as well. I talked about it in our last tech talk that we did in December. And I still get, there's many people in the industry we get a little starstruck by, and obviously you're one of those that I followed your career for all these years. And in 2003, I believe it was, I was competing at the Vegas show, and it was a nail pro show as well. And I remember like thinking, oh gosh, John's not here, I don't see him anywhere. And one of the other girls that worked with me, her name was Diane, was my model. And there gets to a point where you're not allowed to talk to your model because you'll get, they can't give you hints or something along the way. And so she knew that when I went to the show, that was you, Amy Becker, Vicki Peters. I mean, there were some people that I really just wanted to meet and say thank you for putting yourself out there. And at the time, it wasn't in social media, it was through Nails magazines and Nail Pro, which I too licked my finger and went through every page and read every article.
Right.
I
Right.
still do that today. I'm still subscribed to them after all these years. Like, I've helped employ one of these editors. And so, anyways, I remember you weren't there, and it was almost time for them to ring the bell that it was time to start. And I remember at the last minute, here comes you and your team. And I'm like, oh, John is here. You sat down right next to me. You must have just won an award. You faced it towards me as, I think, an intimidation factor. And
No.
then I was starstruck. I could not like think straight. I remember kicking Diane underneath the table, like, oh my God, like he's right here. And of course, like you guys won, you guys did great. And I learned so much from sitting next to you. I learned so much from, doing every competition. And I didn't place, but I got a nice participation plaque. But I can tell you that over the years, I've loved watching, everything that you do. But at some point in time, you went to well, let me back up. There was one thing I wanted to talk about that I think getting out and stepping outside of your box is what's so important in our industry, that we have to just be brave and stand up. And Kim Lee was one of those for you. You saw
Yeah.
her at a show, and you have a little bit of a story about her. And so the starstruck part of it. And so do you want to share that story? Because I think it's one of those that's important, of like, just step out of your box and try it and look what happens.
Yeah, I mean, the big deal, back at that time, we didn't have social media yet, and the only thing we had, VHSs were just kind of coming out. That we had, you know, instructional VHSs that we could, plug in and watch. But I didn't have any. I just so actually was actually in beauty school, and the one girl who came in just said, "Oh, I got this tape. I got this tape. You got to check this out. Someone's doing a sculpture nail, and they're like a champion. Blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Okay, I got to check that out." But again, we're in beauty school at that time. But that was the very first video I saw of someone actually doing competition nails and championship nails outside. So I watched the video, and of course, it wasn't until like a year or so later and I went to the ISSE Long Beach show. And anyway, I was walking around the show, and I happened to walk up on the Galaxy booth. And she was with Galaxy, and at the time it was her brand that her and her husband started. And that's why she was competing, trying to, get her brand out there. And I just remember walking up, and she was actually standing there, like starting to polish her own nail. And which is really kind of funny, because at that time she was testing a new type of polish which now today is like a gel polish. It was supposed to cure, the nail polish itself was supposed to cure in 60 seconds. So she would wipe it on. It would dry so fast that you almost couldn't work with it. But that was the best we had back in, like 92, 93, right? So, but I remember I walked up to her and I looked at her, I was like, hey, like, you're Kim Lee, And she was like, well, yes, I am. It's on my name badge, She was trying to be funny. And I said, you should let me do that. You know, you should let me polish your nails. And she's like, oh, are you and she questioned me, but she looked at, she got real big, like, are you a nail tech? And I'm like, why, yes, I am. You know, I think she was surprised because, you know, and being guys in the industry, there wasn't that many at the time. So I was like, so I proceeded to polish her nails with the polish. And, you know, then I started talking to her. We kind of became friends over that, but it was such a big deal for me at the time, just because she was really just kind of one of those people that was the first person I really saw do championship work. And, you know, then later that day, she was actually judging the competition. And then we got to go up there, and yeah, but it was fun. So she was definitely a mentor and an inspiration through that time.
Yeah. So many times do you notice that still at trade shows that people just like, oh my God, that's John, but they're too afraid to approach you. Like you're very approachable and you love to take pictures with people and talk to them and like sincerely talk to them. And so that's what it takes is for you getting a little bit brave and saying, I want to meet this person and let them know that they inspire you along the way. So do you still, I mean, obviously you get that a lot and you go to all of these different shows. In fact, I'm sure your summers are quite busy with going to all these different shows, but
Right.
do you find that a lot of people are intimidated by you or do they come
Um,
up and see you?
I think intimidated is pretty strong. I hope not. I certainly don't want to be that way. You know, the true story here is because funny you mentioned that. Just coming back, and when we keep talking about Las Vegas, a lot happens in Las Vegas, doesn't it? Just come back from the IBS Las Vegas show. I'm standing in the Starbucks line, right? And I mean, it had to be like 80 people deep because it was really long. Anybody goes there knows. So I'm standing out there and we're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And the girl in front of me finally turns around to me and she looks at me and she goes, I know you. And I said, okay. And I was like, and she's like, you're from the magazines. And I'm like, well, I've been in a few. Yeah. I was like, I said, are you here for the show? And she's like, yeah. She's like, you're John, aren't you? And I said, yes, I am. I'm John. I said, I'm John Hauk. How are you? We met. She goes, she finally started breaking down almost in tears. And she's like, I've followed you for so many years and blah, blah, blah. And she started kind of going on with her own stories and whatever. And she's like, I always see you out there, but I never see you here at the show. And I'm like, all you got to do is look at the brochure. I said, I'm headed up to class in like 25 minutes if I can get out of this line. And I said, I'll be doing classes today and tomorrow. I was like, I want you to come up and come to the class and check us out, you know. So, but she kind of went on and on because we had long, 20 more minutes in line waiting for a drink. So we kind of went on and on. It's just funny how you meet those people as you go because, they really have an outreach that they've been branded with over the years, from ads, from whether it's Glamour, Red Book, Elle, Nails, Nail Pro, Scratch, all the different magazines out there, and they kind of see you over time. And if I want them to know, it's like, yeah, I still do nails in a salon like you, and yeah, I've done this and this and that, but we're speaking the same language. So, but yeah, absolutely, come up, say hi, don't be afraid, and we're definitely approachable, and because that's where we want to be, and we're just like you guys. We love to share in the nail industry and have fun with it, and we make a living from it too. Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that helps you be so relatable, John, is that you are just a competitor and traveling around with that. Like you really do work in your salon and
Yeah.
you're building your clientele and retaining them just like what the rest of us do. And so you know the difference of a salon nail versus the competition nail. And and I think that's so inspiring to so many of us to let them know that you can have both. You just really have to practice and put yourself out there. And
Right.
so thank you for being a real tech as well as a competitor.
Right. I
So
like to
you
tell
were a
people.
judge on a TLC show.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I know the awkward delay, right? So you're a judge on a TV show called Global Beauty Masters that started a few years ago. And so do you want to tell us a little bit more about that as well? And is it still going?
Yeah, good question. So it was a Global Beauty Masters. It was on TLC and Discovery Channel. really, guys, and that's why I try to tell all the nail friends about it, and because what I'm trying to do out there, just to let it be known, we're trying to bring all of our industries together, and that's why Global Beauty Masters is such a great show, is because we marry fashion, hair, makeup, and nails together, where it all does come together. Because we still have in our kind of our industry that it's some of our hair people are over here and they're hair people, and the people over here are makeup people, or we're nail people. And I was like, yeah, but we're all people, and we try to create and inspire and give new images to people to make them more beautiful and to make them feel more confident about what they do. It's not just, I'm a nail guy and I want to do a nail for you today. You know, there's a lot more involved in that, just like what you guys do. So the show circumferenced all of it. And that's what I loved about it, because we, you know, with Charlie and Vicky and Eden, those are the other judges on the show, we got to marry all of our beauty industries together as one. You know, so it wasn't just a hair show, it wasn't a makeup show, you know, like Face Off, or, you know, it wasn't, you know, another show about something else where it's specific. It was about all of it. So what they've done today is, the show now, it has changed its name, and it's called The Look All Stars. So you will see it on the channel CW.
Oh, okay.
And the first season was aired. It's been airing the last several weeks. And yeah, it's really cool. So Tori Spelling and Kim Vo are the hosts of that. And Tori's been doing a good job. Kim's a big hairdresser down in Vegas, and he does a great job at it. And basically the same thing. You have salon teams. They come together. They do makeovers on people. And then, you know, whoever, you know, whoever has the biggest dramatic makeover kind of wins. So, but it's really cool. But it marries all the nails, hair, makeup, and fashion together. And that's what I like to try to be a part of that.
And once again, that's what our salons are. So many times, you know, in the beginning, it was you walk in the salon and you got your makeup, your hair, your tan, your massage, you got everything into one. And then for a while, it seems like the salons were separating, especially like when I started in the industry in 91. So it became where like nail only salons, hair only salons, you know, makeup, esthetician salons and stuff. And I've noticed in the last few years, people are going back to the all encompassing pampering effect. They really do want to go in to a place, be pampered, and walk out with their makeup, their hair, their nails completely done. And so it's interesting to watch the industry change again to where, like what you said, it's all the beauty into one again. And so it's kind of fun like that. It makes me
Yeah.
kind of want to go get an extra degree in esthetician. Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
So, John, in 2004, you started looking at education at a different way. And so you started educating on a cruise. And so, do you want to tell us how Cruise with the Nail Stars got started?
Absolutely. And let me say, you know, there's been many things out there about nail cruising or just cruising in general. And it's such a great way to learn, because sometimes I get asked questions and concerns that have nothing to do with nails, of course. It's all about the experience. And that's what I try to explain to them, and what type of an experience it is. If you go to maybe a typical class, and you have it at, let's say, a Hilton, and you get in there, you know, you go check in, and then you're downstairs, you get something to eat, or you try to figure out, you go out to a place, you go shopping, you're coming in and out, you're getting cabs, you're buying rental cars, so on. Doing this on a cruise, once we get you on the ship, it's like I say, it's all inclusive, and the ship is a destination ship. And that's the beauty of it, because you don't have to worry about cabbing or going out and getting an Uber or doing whatever you want to do. All your entertainment, everything is on board. It's easily accessible. It's footsteps away. You gotta love it. So with that in mind, I started cruising since I was probably like 5. It was like my first cruise. And when Royal Caribbean only had like 3 ships, you know, now they have like 27. And so I kind of grew into that. And what happened was, when I joined teams with OPI, one of our signature things, some specialty that we were going to do, was to do what we called Academy at Sea. And so I got to headline a nail cruise for them each year. And that was just extra special to do it, because OPI did it right. They funded it well, and we capped it off at about 125 attendees. Our first several years, we literally were turning people away. And then we started doing them kind of like every other year. And we just did all kinds, 5 days, 7 days, different ports and so on. And so when OPI sold, I said, I don't want that to end. And it's such a great experience and a great way to learn. Everybody who's been, I still have people tell me, I was on OPI cruise number 3. I was on OP cruise number 4. They tell me like where they were been and how cool it was, And I was like, and it's just so awesome to hear those things. So I, brought on Cruise with the Nail Stars, hosted by John Hauk. And I just think it's a fun environment and way to learn, and I wanted to keep bringing that to people. So that's really what it was all about. It was all about us learning but us having experience, making new friends, just kind of stepping outside the box and doing something different. So it's not your typical hotel ballroom and it looks so clinical. We try to make it a fun way to learn and a fun way to meet new people, learn things about the salon, your whole industry. We've had so many amazing sponsors over the years. I mean, the list is long. But everybody who knows and looks at us, that they know who they are, and they're great. Everyone has fun with them. So, I mean, with that, I could go on and on about the cruising. So.
So in February or March, I get a random message from John that says, hey, we're going to do another cruise with the Nail Stars this year. And it's November 25th to December 2nd. And I was wondering if you'd want to come on and share your, because I call it nerdy nail knowledge, and be one of the Nail Stars. And I was floored, completely floored. And you and I have talked a lot, obviously, since then. And of course, I said yes. But one of the advantages this year that's so different than the others is that you're celebrating your 25th year in the nail industry. And when you asked us to comment on as Nail Stars, we wanted to offer free education, which has not been done in the past at all.
Right.
And so so what's your vision with this? Obviously, I know what it is, but I want to share with everybody who's watching that this is the first time free education. Like, what's it compared to in the past?
Right. Okay. Let me tell everybody out there, this is a huge opportunity for you. So like you were saying, it was 25 years anniversary for being in the industry. And I wanted to give back as part of a way of doing that. Every year, I own a company called Royalty Beauty. We're a distributorship of product. And that's one thing Royalty Beauty does, is that we give back education. We've done many different nail schools around. If you follow Nails Magazine, I've done many things with them. With Star Rooks, we did stuff with her. And that was taking a student and mentoring them and actually paying their school tuition to help them along through beauty school. It was pretty amazing. So what we wanted to do was, let's do a cruise. And let's tell them there's no education fee, so no one has to put out anything extra. It's who wants to come on. If you want to learn about nails, see nails done, be inspired, have fun doing it, that's the place to be. And again, it's a way of giving something back. I mean, I was checking out some things down the Premier Orlando show, a month or so ago, and I was seeing people offer education for a day, 1 day class of over $700. And there were several other people opening, $500, $600, $1,000, and that's all great. I mean, I'm nothing against them. It's just what I'm saying is that's what a huge value this is. That it's not just us who's going to be on the card. There's many other people there that are willing to share their stories and share what they do and how they do it. It's just, that's why I say it's like an aggressive way to learn. And you just get so much more out of it than you do by going to some one person's class while they sit up the front of the class, they pound a couple nails out, and you take what you can take from it. With this, we get everybody around. It's very personal. It's a very intimate setting. We don't make it where there's hundreds of people. We make it down where there's usually between like maybe 45 to 65 people. And you have a front row seat. There is no bad seat in this. You're going to see everything. You're going to hear everything. And you'll get inspired in every way. So the whole idea behind it is this is for the 1 year, for 25th year, that you're going to get the chance that we're biting the bullet. If you just come, we're all going to educate. And I want to say that. I want to say thank you to you, Amy, and thank you to all the other wonderful ladies that are coming to join us, because you guys are taking your time to come and be a part of this and help educate for these people. So you guys really, we thank everyone, from Christy and Katie and Patty and Becky and Amy for coming along to see my vision to do this, so that we can give back and do this. And I know from that it's going to multiply, and there'll be good, because I believe you reap what you sow. And I believe that if you put out good things out there, that just many, many more good things are going to come back. So I'm excited for this cruise.
Yeah, me too, absolutely. And when you presented the idea to me at first, I was like, oh my gosh, that's a lot to take in. And in the beginning, it was, going to be maybe even just you and I, and let's keep this really kicked back. And one of the things that you mentioned is like, like what we do on Tech Talk Worldwide, we just have a cup of coffee, which you guys know I always have a cup of coffee, or if it's late at night, I have a glass of wine. And in pajamas, sometimes just very laid back and real. And so this isn't just a demo, like this is true hands on. Let's work with you as well, hands on. So those, just to reiterate who he's talking about. So not only do we get to sit on the 7-day cruise with John, but you get myself, Becky Bonnell, who's also admin here on Tech Talk Worldwide, Kirsty Meekin with Neo Nails. We have huge award winning. Yes, exactly. Um, Katie Barnes, and then Patty Yankee. Like, there's going to be so many of us that you get truly free education. And a lot of people have private messaged me, like, Amy, I saw this about the cruise and stuff like that. Is it really free? I'm like, well, the cruise is not free. You have to pay for the cruise. And I found that there are cabins from 700 to 1,000, depending what kind of balcony you want. Obviously, in my case, I have to pay for flights, which Anita Hug just messaged me the other day. She goes, hey, flights went down. And I'm like, good, it's a good thing I haven't booked my flight yet. So now I got to recheck flights because flights went down. And so it really is free. When you make it onto the cruise and we set sail, you get to sit with all of us for free of education. And then there's a day that is on a private island of Labadee. And the biggest anxiety that I have, not about teaching, not about meeting everybody, I'm excited about that. But you said that we're going to have like this volleyball tournament.
That's
And
right.
I am the tallest, clumsiest, not volleyball person, but I'm going to do this.
You'll do fine. So we have a tradition on the Cruise of Nail Stars that we go out and we all play volleyball. So each year I buy a new special ball. This is our new special ball for Cruise of the Nail Stars 2018, when we are going to be on Labadee. Okay, that's it's part of Haiti Island, and it's Royal Caribbean's private island. And it's beautiful. It's fun. You got everything on there that you want. They're gonna serve lunch out there. Of course, you got the beach. You got zip lining. You got slides. You got all kind of fun stuff to do. And of course, we have a big volleyball sand pit. Since I just came off the cruise, I actually was just on the Harmony of the Seas a month or so back, and I actually already talked to the cruise director, and that's what I do. So where he's actually planning, we're going to be having a big volleyball tournament. We're gonna try to do it like, the Nail Stars against the attendees. All right. So because typically we do about 6 on a side. All right. And then it'll be fun. Trust me, it is so much fun. And then we'll turn around, kind of mix it up. Because what happens is a lot of people around the island that are also on the ship watch us play, and they want to come play with us, and they'll realize we're kind of a group doing it. So, but anyway, we're gonna get out there. We're challenging the attendees against the Nail Stars to a volleyball match, and we'll make it fun. It's all about having a good time when we're out there. Because so let's talk about that. You're on a 7-day cruise. The first day we're gonna walk into it. You're gonna have the welcome party that night after mustering. And then you're going to come the first thing in the morning, 9 to 5. On Monday, you're going to have nail education. Tuesday is going to be the same thing, 9 to 5 education. Both those days we're at sea. Then the next 3 days in a row, we're going to be at islands. So first we're going to be at St. Martin, then we're going to be at San Juan, Puerto Rico. Then we're going to be at Labadee, and then we're going to be right back sailing home. And then we'll be back headed back toward Fort Lauderdale. 9 to 5 education again. So you're gonna have 3 solid days. So if that was typical, if I was doing a class at a Hilton, that's a value of. I mean, I would charge between $500 to $1,000 a day in private training, depending on what it is. And to get this and get all of us at no charge, just to come be a part of it, huge, absolutely huge. And let me say this, because I have an offer for everybody who's on the live or sees the live. You mentioned about the coffee. This, as I mentioned, the Harmony of the Seas is a premier ship, right? We have, I don't want you to go without your coffee. There's a lot of people, even though they have good onboard coffee, Harmony of the Seas has its own personal Starbucks built right on deck 6 on the boardwalk. So for anybody who sees this live and can print off a page, go ahead and print off the page of it, like get it off the Facebook, bring it up to Starbucks. I'm gonna buy you a drink. So anybody that wants to come, wants to get your free Starbucks on whatever that drink is, just print off a page of today's live on Tech Talk Worldwide and bring it to you with you on the Harmony of the Seas, and you're gonna get a free Starbucks drink of your choice. How's that for just for extra fun, right?
Okay, blended white chocolate mocha.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Yeah. So, but see, what's fun because on other ships they've had Boston Stokers and they've only been very limited. Or if they did have a Starbucks, it was like a little kiosk, and all they had was like maybe just coffee. This is a full serving Starbucks. You can even use your Starbucks app, whatever you want to do with it, and it's amazing. So it's kind of like a taste of home going right with you.
Yeah, exactly. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Well, John, thank you for that. Another advantage that you actually just shared with me the other day is that instead of a $50 online kind of voucher to use for tips or, extra things like that, you got them to raise it to $75. And so that's another great advantage.
That's right. That's something to think about. So when we talk about the monies a little bit, with the group, when we originally did it, we had, you were going to get, let's just go, the bottom line is you're going to get a $75 onboard spending credit. So what happens is that will be included. It will be put in on your set and sail pass. That's like your room key. It's like your key around the ship. So once you board the ship, you will get that key. Okay. And in that key, your $75 will be added to your account. You can check that out, like if you're in your room, you can check it out on the TV on your flat screen. You can go to your account and see where your $75 is on. So whether you're going to buy a T-shirt in a gift shop, or you're going to Starbucks to buy something, or whatever that you're buying drinks at the bar, that'll go onto your account, and that $75 will go toward that. A lot of people don't
That's
know
awesome.
about that, especially if they're new cruisers. They're like, well, how do I get my $75? You know. So, but that's an added bonus. So let me just throw one more thing in about tips, just so you know, because I've been asked a lot about that. Because people think if I buy my cruise, what are their hidden fees? Depending on because it does depend on what cabin you get. But let's say your cabin's it'll be approximately about $900. With that $900, that's with your port tax and your sales tax in with it. Okay, it should be about $9 a head based on 2 people in a cabin. It's a double occupancy. If you go by yourself and you want a cabin to yourself, you can do that, but you're going to pay more for it. So you'll pay about 1.5 times that. So if your cabin's, let's just say your cabin's about $1,800 for 2, you're probably going to pay around $1,200 to $1,400 for a single person in there, depending on cabin. But that's your taxes. Everybody still asks me, but do I have to go pay for entertainment? Do I have to pay for this? Do I have to pay for that? All of it's included. Doesn't matter if it's the casino or the movies or the entertainment. There are some things on board that you can purchase extra, whether it be Starbucks. Like Starbucks drinks aren't free. There's a Starbucks store on there, and you will pay extra for that. But like your water and juice and coffee and things like that around the ship, you don't get charged for any of that. If you're ordering a bottle of Jack Daniels, yeah, you're going to have to pay for that. Right? So it's like all your alcohol is not included. If you hang with us, we probably have a lot of specialty things. You'll probably get some free mimosas and free champagne at dinner and whatever. Because a lot of people keep asking me about that. Like, what about the alcohol? What's free? What's included? So if you go on an excursion or you do something over and above what the ship offers, because a lot of times the ship will offer you a lot of things on the ship. And yes, you will pay extra for that. So if you're wanting to go swim and kiss the dolphins, yeah, you're going to pay for that, right? If you want to jump on a Sea-Doo on Labadee and you want to cruise around the ship on a Sea-Doo and go cruise around, yeah, you're going to pay for that. But if you're going to come play volleyball with us, or you're going to go to the pool, or you're going to go watch a movie, or whatever you want to do, no, you don't pay extra for that. Okay, so if it is your first time, I know it's a little tough to take all that in, because a lot of times when you walk out to like their aqua theater in the back, which is like amazing, on the back of the ship, I encourage you to do is, go to their website so you can see pictures of this, because you're going to be amazed what this, because a lot of we're talking to is nail people, right? But once you see what this ship is, you're going to go, what? You're gonna freak out. The ship is amazing. It's state of the art, bar none. It's the largest, best, greatest cruise ship on the ocean, and I don't just say that lightly. It is. I've been there, done that. I can tell you personally, and it's awesome. So on this very back little part of the ship, you probably see it right here. This is the Aqua Theater in the back, and boardwalk goes right down the middle of the ship, right down through here. They have their own carousel down there. You got Johnny Rockets. I mean, the list goes on with stuff down there. You got your own candy store. There's a hot dog stand down there. You can pick up a hot dog whenever you want it. Of course, the Starbucks is down there. But the Aqua Theater plays movies all the time, just like you would go to the movies, but outside off the end of the ship. I mean, where can you get that kind of experience anywhere? I mean, it's pretty awesome. So we're going to be doing classes and nails on there all at the same time. So it's constant fun, constant something going on.
So obviously we're going to put the links of the cruise to your websites, to everything in the comments here, so you can take a look at it if you want to see. There, in the link, there's also, like, if you want to join in and get the special discounts for the cruise, there's a group number that you can use. And then Barbara, thanks for sharing about the Hopper app. I've not heard about that to help watch the flight prices, but I'm going to get the app today because I too am looking for the best deals that I can get.
Right.
Gail says that she's a world-class cheerleader. She's a sideline girl. Sorry about that, guys. I got a phone call.
Uh,
But Gail, if I'm playing, you're playing. And then Barbara says that playing in our stilettos is going to be maybe kind of difficult, but you know what? With enough
just
caffeine or
keep it
wine,
out
who
like
cares,
that.
right?
I think we know a few nail
Yeah.
techs that can fix it
Oh,
if you happen to
Barbara.
break a nail.
So true. Oh, actually, Alina is on here and actually gave the phone number and all that. Alina, thanks for joining on. That's great. Yeah, so if you guys have
Yay!
any detailed questions that you want to know about access to rooms and all of that, Alina is one of the reps with the cruise line and she can help get you any of those details as well. Barbara says, do nail pros bring their significant others or room with other nail pros? For me personally, my husband's coming along with me. I was going to bring my whole family, but it's just going to be my husband and I. And then there are lots of them. I know Vonda was looking for a roommate as well that are going to kind of team up. And one of the things, John, that I wanted to talk about a little bit is that some of the guests that are coming, like Layla Monroy, who is admin on our team here, is an awesome, like she competes, she's in a salon, she's amazing. Her and Katie Barnes are going to room up together. Lori Holloway is coming, who's a meticulous manicurist. So just because we have like the class of nail stars, the guests that are coming are
Right,
huge inspirations in our
right,
world. And so I'm super excited to meet and hang out with more, of everybody, like blown away.
right. That's why I tell you that what we're doing and how we're doing it is there is no other. It's going to be amazing like that, and that's why I say if there's one event you do for this decade, if there's one event you do, this is the one you want to be on, because you're going to get more out of it. You're going to get more stuff, and you're going to get more nail knowledge and more stars all in one place than you're going to get anywhere else. So it's going to be
Yeah.
something to remember. It's something to remember.
Yeah, so I love in the comments that a lot of them are looking at already saying, "Hey, I need a roommate." And I know Vonda's put it out there many times, on Facebook, like, anybody going, I want a room with you. So it looks like there's some people that might be able to hook up and be able to get a deal on that as well. And then, yeah, Gail, John's going to put a list up of the things that we're going to need to bring. It's very minimal though, because obviously we're all traveling, so we want to make sure that our suitcases and stuff are, kind of light. So yeah, he has a list that's coming.
Yeah. We're going to make a list once we get everything together, and we're going to put together like what we're actually that everybody wants to show, what they work on. We'll have everyone bring, I will email everyone that list and then email you like a syllabus of what's going to happen on the ship, what time, where to be, what to bring, all of that stuff. So no worries on that. Don't try to do it 4 months out. We'll get it when we get closer. We'll send that list out to everybody. So we're working closely to make sure everyone, we have your email addresses so that we can get that out to everybody. If not, no worries. We'll have it on board. I'm sure all of us will have extra. There's always going to be plenty there for everyone. So we'll always, like I said, we always bring extra anyway. But the main thing is there. Let me address this. I have a lot of people telling me that they're coming. That, oh, I'm gonna come. Oh, I'm gonna come. Oh, I'm signing up. Or they even telling me I have a reservation, and I'm looking at the manifest list, and I'm not seeing some names on there. So I'm urging you, if you're going to come on the cruise, you have to let us know, and not just by telling us. You have to sign up. Call the 800 number. Get with the group. Give them the group number. Get signed up with us, and get registered. You have to get registered. Okay, you can't come by theory. You have to come. You have to sign up. You have to get a reservation. Because a lot of people think like it's a hotel. Like, well, I'll just call them up, tell them I want a room, and then like worry about it like about a week before I go. It doesn't work that way. Not with cruises. You need to call them up. You're going to pick a room. You're going to get a cabin, get an assigned cabin number, and get a signed reservation so that let us know, let cruises only know that you're coming so that we can have a count of everyone coming, because I need those counts for our lounges that we do. I need the counts for the conference center that we're going to be using. We need that for our group. So because a lot of people are asking me also, like, can I sign up through these people or this other third party or Royal Caribbean themselves? And I'm saying, no, you can't. This is exclusive through cruisesonly.com. This is through my people down there. They'll work with everybody great. Just give them a call. Call the groups department. You can make your payments to anybody. You can make a reservation with anybody on there. It doesn't have to just be either Vanessa or Elena. Just call them whenever you can, because I know everyone's coming from different time zones and are on a different time zone. Just give them a call. They'll be happy to take your information and make sure you get that reservation. They're a great group over there. They know what they're doing. That's why I use them. And they're going to make sure that all of us get together so that we can all be put together as a group.
That's perfect. I'm excited. And Elena, again, thank you for jumping on as a rep from the cruise line to be able to help us out with some of these questions and stuff. So, John,
Yep.
obviously, you have a lot on your plate. In the summer, you've traveled around a lot as well. So, do you find that having your summers pretty full, and then you have the cruise line, which is that kind of the finale of your training, that you take a little time off, or do you ever take any time off?
Yeah, I mean, I take time off, but we try to, the bottom line is, yeah, the cruise is going to be the finale this year, coming right into the holidays. So it's going to be fun to kind of get with everybody. The cruise kind of can get stressful because we try to get everybody together and we try to make sure everybody's happy and got everything they need. And sometimes that can be stressful too, but you know what? It always works out. It's always a great time. And yeah, my take time off, I still kind of marry the nail thing with the vacation thing and still have a nailcation almost everywhere we go, right? But yeah, I probably right after that, you know what? It's a good question. I'm going to throw this out there for anybody who wants to do it. So good, really good question. So the Symphony of the Seas, which is Royal Caribbean's newer premier ship that will be coming to America not till this November. I actually was trying to put our nail cruise on that one. It's the sister ship to the Harmony of the Seas. Okay. So the Symphony just launched over in Europe and it's sailing a little bit. They know it's going to come over here and start going out of Miami in January of 19. That's going to be, you asked me what I want to do for vacation. That's going to be it. So when we're done doing, get Thanksgiving over with, do the cruise with Nail Stars, get your holidays, get New Year's over with. Starting in mid-January, we're going to go hit the Symphony of the Seas for a vacation. And if nails happens to follow us along, we'll make it a nailcation. But it's supposed to be just like a vacation. If any nail people out there want to go and have a good time anyway, we won't make it 9 to 5 education every day we're at sea, but we'll go out and do nails and have a vacation out of it too. So I haven't got the actual date on it yet.
Oh
It'll
my
probably
God.
be like the second week in January.
So my biggest guess is that you actually go on vacation, but your mind is always still thinking about work, which is normal for a lot of us because we can look at fabric that somebody is wearing and go, that would be a great nail art design.
That's
And
right.
so I invite you to take a true vacation and come to the mountains. Get away from the sea, get away from your norm, and come to the mountains. So
Okay.
someday, John, you have
Well,
an open-ended invite.
okay, that'd be fun.
So
Yeah, we'd love to do it.
before we before we end, yeah, so last time we did a tech talk, like I said, it was in December, and somebody asked if I had a YouTube channel. We do, and actually, I have almost all, so I think today's number 56 Tech Talks. And of course, they're all about an hour long, but we've had some amazing special guests come on and truly share their knowledge and their time with us. And so you can find us on YouTube. And of course, when we're done, I'll download this and put it on YouTube as well. But
Awesome.
in our last live, I asked you if you could do any like celebrity or oh, I forget what I called it. Who would it be? And you told me Wonder Woman.
Yeah, yeah. I remember that.
So,
Yeah.
which I thought was very creative. So, along with that, I thought it would be fun to ask you some more like quick fun questions just because I think your answers are going to be a little fun. Are you ready?
I'm getting nervous already. Yeah.
Okay. Ice cream or cake?
Ice cream.
Tip or sculpt?
Sculpt.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Favorite color on nails?
Ooh. Pink.
Bright pink or a soft pink?
Like a makeover. All types of pinks, but like pink colors always come off cool.
Indoors or outdoors?
Outdoors.
Dinner or dessert?
Dessert.
Gloss or matte?
Gloss. Like it
Okay,
glossy.
and then short or long?
Long. Is that a trick
So
question?
we need long gloss pink nails where we're holding up ice cream that were sculpted with some tea.
I like that. That's a good
Oh,
one.
over dessert.
Yes. And we can
Yeah.
do that all
Thanks
the
for
cruise.
going on the
And you can
spot and
why?
answering those.
They have some of the most amazing pastry chefs ever right there on the cruise. A lot of people think they just have some person they pulled as a cook in. No, they have the most amazing pastries and chefs there are around, and that's all included. It's you come check it out. Oh my God, you guys, the people that never been, they just don't know. They're not, they don't know what they're missing. I always tell them, okay, we'll send you a postcard. Bye bye. You know, we're going. We don't want to miss it. But with the desserts, we're going to do that over dessert. That's going to be awesome.
That sounds great. Well, John, I can't thank you enough for your time again coming on Tech Talk and not only sharing and inspiring us out of the 25 years that you've been in the industry, and you're not stopping. It looks like you're just getting restarted all
Right.
over again, and that's super exciting.
That's right.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah, we have a lot of great things
yeah.
planned
So
in the future.
yeah, so thank you again for your time on coming on Tech Talk Live. I think we're just going to have to make this a reoccurring thing where you come on, annually and just give us like, where in the world is John?
That's cool. We can do that. That'd be fun. Well, I want to
Yeah.
thank you.
So
Thanks for
again,
having me.
thank
Thank
you.
you for doing what you do. I know it takes a lot of time, effort, and organization. And I really, I mean, people don't probably know half the effort that you put into this kind of stuff, and thought and money that you put into this kind of stuff, so that they can view and get out of it what they get out of it that helps them. And you give it to them freely and willingly. So I just want you to know we really appreciate you. I appreciate you, and I'm sure the industry appreciates you for all that you've done. And when we get on the cruise, we're going to show you that. So when we get you out on the cruise, we're going to have some fun. Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks, John. I appreciate that so much. So, with Tech Talk Live, you guys know that in the last 2 weeks, I've gone live with Gemma Lambert, Katie Barnes, and Katie and I talked a little bit about the cruise as well. I had Dave Partridge on with Nailchemy. Next week, I have Scarlett Center coming on, who just won a whole bunch of awards over with Scratch as well. And then we have Paul Gearman. And so, you guys, it's so much fun. So if you're a part of Tech Talk Worldwide, which you guys are watching right now, then great. You know, you're in the place where you can watch these live. If not, you can always watch them on replay. And as you leave comments, even though you're watching on replay, we get notifications like where you are in it. And if you have any questions, we can answer it that way. And then if you're watching us on YouTube, then, you know, even better. So thanks for joining in on all the social medias. And you're right, John, there's a lot of time that goes into this. And sometimes I'm thinking, gosh, I have, you know, I usually do about 1 to 2 tech talks a week. Sometimes they're back to back, but you know what? Every bit of it has been worth it. It's been so rewarding to be able to introduce so many people like yourself in the industry who we want to connect with. We want to know more about them, even if it comes down to cake or ice cream. It's fun. And so it takes the time from both ends. So thanks again for joining us on Tech Talk Live. And thank you everybody for joining on as well. All right.
Everybody
Have a
get a
great day.
reservation. See you out there on the cruise.